here with reaction. He's from the Trump Organization. He's involved in this case. It is a national disgrace. Eric Trump, glad to have you back, sir.
It's great to be on, Sean.
I don't even know where to begin. I'm giving minor examples of tiny little properties going for 200, 250 million in Palm Beach. I'm talking about dirt going for 150 million. You have 20 some odd acres, an iconic property, intercoastal, ocean. How is it possible this judge can do the very thing that they are accusing you, your brother, and your father of doing?
Because, Sean, they don't care. They don't care about the details. Mar-a-Lago is one of the most valuable properties anywhere in the world, worth well over $1 billion. Look at the portfolio of properties. They're incredible. And there's no one that's done more for the New York City skyline than Donald Trump. We hire literally and employ thousands and thousands of workers. But those details don't matter to these monsters. You know why? Because these monsters want to have my father in a courthouse. They want to have my father spend tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. So he's distracted. So he can't be in South Carolina, and he can't be in Iowa, and he can't be in Nevada. He can't be prosecuting Joe Biden for being the worst president in the history of this country. And you know what? These people won't bring up the fact that we have unbelievable relationships with our banks. Every single one of our banks has made hundreds of millions of dollars on our organization. We've never been in default. We've never missed a payment. We've never gotten a nasty letter. We've got great relationships with all of them. We've done an unbelievable job. And coincidentally, there's only 2 assets that we've actually ever sold, which both went for hundreds of millions of dollars more than my father had them listed for in the statement of financial condition. And then I get to walk into court and see records where Mar-a-Lago is listed at $18 million. It's a joke. I literally sit there and I say, which tennis court, Sean? You know, but again, that's not why the Attorney General is doing this. I remember when she was running for Attorney General in 2018, and she literally starts coming out, her whole platform that she raised money on was, I'm going to go after Donald Trump. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get his family. I'm going to force them out of New York. You know, and it's a travesty. When you see the amount of buildings my father has built, he has redefined the skyline of New York City. We employ thousands of people, and these aren't executives. These are, you know, maids. These are engineers. These are security officers. And they come in there and say, I want to take away all of his business licenses because we don't like the man and we try and embarrass him during a presidential year. It's election interference. It's disgusting. New York has the worst problems of any city, arguably, in the country. It's dirty. It's crime-ridden. You've got illegal immigration problems all over the place. And this is what the Attorney General spends her time on, going after a guy who has put more money and more assets and done more to shape an amazing American city than Donald Trump, all because he's a political adversary? It's disgusting. And to bring the family into it who had nothing to do with any of this, I mean, Sean, this should be illegal in the United States of America. This is what they do in communist Russia. This is what they do in Venezuela. You know, and it shouldn't happen. And believe me, and I've said this to you before, it's all coming from the top, Sean. It's all coming from Joe Biden because they want to take out the guy who is otherwise going to beat him in 2024.
This is why what the Judiciary Committee is doing, this is under Jim Jordan, they're investigating whether our FBI and DOJ at the top, not rank and file, have been weaponized and politicized. This is the weaponization of justice. And this is now going to go on. You know, it's now October. A year from now, we'll be on the verge of a presidential election, and they want to put your dad basically the entire year in a courtroom, you know, in venues where I can almost assure you, Eric, I don't want to give you news you don't want to hear. You already know. Your dad can't get a fair trial in New York. He's not going to get a fair trial in D.C. or Fulton County, Georgia, for that matter. So it's okay. We'll have.
You know, Sean, I give the judge. I give the judge this afternoon credit. I really do. In the last 5 minutes, he really, you know, he pretty much said, he came out and said pretty clearly that many of the cases or many of the claims are knocked out because they fell well before the statute of limitations. So I give the guy a lot of credit in trying to do the right thing in the final minutes. Eric, I think people are understanding exactly.
A 5-minute Google search would have shown him that his valuation of Mar-a-Lago was asinine. You don't have to be a genius, Eric.
I agree. Listen, Sean, there's no question. A 5-minute Google search would. And, you know, to look at Mar-a-Lago as being valued at $18 million is a joke. In fact, every real estate broker in the state of Florida are $18 million.
I'll buy it and sell it and make hundreds of millions. I'll be able to retire. It'll be like hitting the lotto. And I'm not joking about it because it's not funny. I'm sorry you're going through this. This is wrong. You know, we can't have attorney generals targeting people in campaigns and then doing it in court. This is not justice in America. That is not constitutional law in America. Please update us on this case.
They've done it since day one.
Yeah.
Sean, they did it since day one. Since the minute my father came down that escalator, they went after him. The Washington Post, literally 10 minutes after he got the call from Hillary Clinton, when she conceded, the Washington Post said this is when the impeachment of Donald Trump begins.
You're right.
And they have never stopped between the impeachments and between Kavanaugh and perfect phone calls. You know, the Russia hoax, the hell that they've put our family through. And when they realized they couldn't do it in the executive branch, guess what? They moved to state AGs and district attorneys in the most far-left Democratic areas in the entire country to do what they failed to do in Washington, D.C., and it's a hell our family lives every day. And I am so thankful I've got the toughest father in the world who will fight this crap for what it is. And you know what, Sean? He's going to win. I mean, he's going to win. I'm telling you, people understand the sham for what it is.
I hope you're right, Eric, because the deck stacked against him. I mean, they're throwing everything they got at him. I don't know how he's still standing. I don't know how all of you are still standing.
If I'm not right, Sean, we don't have a country.
Morally corrupt and wrong. We're losing the country. That's all there is to it. This is not justice.
If he doesn't win, we will not have a country because this won't stop. And these other Republicans, they'll never be able to carry the weight that my father's carried. Never. They don't have the backbone. They don't have the willpower. They don't have the voice. They certainly don't have the.
I don't even know why he
pocketbook.
bothers. I mean, at some point you got to say, I got to, you know, I don't know. Eric, good to see you. I'm sorry you're going through this. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.